Hey guys, I'm Rob from Beekeeper Family Farm. Today we're going to talk about spring feeding. I looked at a few hives this morning and they're looking a little light on their food. I keep food outside most of the spring for them. If you only have a couple of hives, there's a quick easy tip on how to mix 1-to-1 syrup, and we'll take you out to the bee yard and put it on a couple of hives. So what I like to do is keep a lot of clear 1-gallon jugs around, and these little 4-pound bags of sugar are great. You empty a 4-pound bag of sugar into a 1-gallon jug, put some hot tap water in it, shake it up, dissolve the sugar, make a nice little 1-to-1 syrup. So I've made a fancy funnel because we're high tech. It's easy because 1-to-1 is like a ratio of like weight or volume. As long as it's 1-to-1, it's 1-to-1. So you figure about a gallon of water is, I don't know, I think it's like 8, 9, or 10 pounds. So you look at this bag, it's 4 pounds. You know, that's about a 1-to-1 ratio. It doesn't have to be exact. In the spring, it's even better to be a little light because it helps your bees produce more wax. And then using the hot tap water, you know, that comes out at about 110, 120 degrees. You shake your mixture up for a minute or two and it's all good to go. You don't need to cook anything or anything. It's all just make it simple. So like I said, after we get this mixed up, we'll head out into the bee yard, and I got a little three-frame hive that came through the winter. They're a little light on food, and a couple other bigger hives. They've got gallon feeders. I keep these gallon jugs going all spring until they really stop taking it. So I'll fill it up about halfway, like that. Shake it up a little bit, just to get it mixed, and then you can top it off and then just shake it up. And that's it. Okay, so we're back. We got our syrup all mixed up. Now the reason this is so important is because everybody thinks that when your bees get through winter that spring's a breeze. Well, it's really not. Spring is the hardest time on the bees because they're trying to grow. They're trying to feed a bunch of brood, and they need a lot more food than any other time of the year, really, because they're trying to grow. So this little gal here, they came through the winter and they lost a queen and made their own queen. So if you just kind of look at it, they've got a little bit of syrup in there, but that's all they've got to feed that entire hive. So what we want to do is keep this queen laying. See, that's all brood. So once those bees hatch out, they need to feed the next round of eggs that she lays. See, those are all eggs inside here. There's our queen right there, actually.
Try to zoom in here. Can't see anything.
She's a small one. She's right there.
Let me take a minute to focus. Where's she at? Did you lose her?
She's right there. She's smaller, so like I said, she was, I don't necessarily know what happened to this colony, but they did get through winter. But that's not the queen they went into winter with, so. So spring feed is extremely important. I learned that a few years ago. I had the North Carolina State Bee Inspector come out and look at my hives. It was late spring, and he's like, you know, your hives look great, but it seems like they're hand to mouth. You know, they were all light. So, and it's hard for a hive to grow if they don't have excess food. So I learned a big thing from one bee inspection. So if you have some bee inspectors in your area, call them up. They're a wealth of knowledge. And that's that.
Do you want to talk about how you made that? The
I
feeder?
made that.
The feeder.
Oh, the feeder? Well, it's just a quart jar with some tiny holes. And with a nail, just pop a few holes in, and it just acts as a vacuum gets created, so it doesn't drip out constantly, and the bees go up and just kind of eat it out. Hope that helps you.